Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some extended timeline mod, this time as the Roman Empire. Alright, so Sarmatian subversion is complete. We beat the Romans as the Sarmatians, which is a feat on its own right. However, we noticed that the Romans were like destined to fail, either because of AI ineptitude or because there are scripted events that cause it to die. And there have been a lot of people who want us to see what it's all about, see if we can keep the Roman Empire together. The goal is going to be not only to stabilize the empire, but also to cause it to expand, so there is that. Apparently we get to choose a deity. Really? That's cool. Alright, well, this is my very first time loading in as the Romans. I've never played as the Romans. So, we need to figure out what is wrong with our country. So first off, what do we have as country modifiers? We have huge empire. National unrest +2. That sucks. We're in the classical era. This is the same as our previous campaign. This, again, we had at the end of our previous campaign. Pax Romana. Roman law shines like a beacon in a sea of turmoil, and the people of provinces can rest easy in the knowledge that peace and order have been achieved within the empire. So religious unity is up, core creation's up, land maintenance is higher, land force limit's down, national manpower is down, but we have national unrest -2. We have Emperor Nero Julianus in charge at 233, he's pretty crap. We're trading in grain, we're trading in wine, we are trading in wool, cloth, slaves, iron, copper, naval supplies, salt, fish. Because we have a lot of land. I mean, we really have a lot of land. We are way ahead of time on technology. We're on Tech 5. Most of the nearby barbarians are on, looks like, Tech 4. Sarmatians are on Tech 4. Nabatea is on Tech 7. I wonder what, let's see. What kind of, ratio are we allowed to have for troops? 50% cavalry. Now, just like in the Sarmatian campaign, we know for sure, interesting how that stays open if you close it. Come back. Weird. Anyway, we know that all damage is still being done in the shock phase, and right now cavalry do twice as much damage. Although we do have infantry combat ability, but we're still better off. We want to use as many cav as we can, because they do all of the damage. We know this from experience. Alright, so I'm gonna go for... That looks pretty sexy. The deity of Mars, son of Juno, both god of war and guardian of agriculture. Okay, for some reason it's scrolling this list. These are the only options, okay. I'm gonna just make the absolute most cautious play, which is to assume, well, we don't have to pick yet, never mind. I was gonna pick the national unrest one. I haven't even looked at national unrest just yet. We don't have our tolerance applying just yet. Oh, you know what? That's going to be the problem. It's because we're Hellenic. The local missionary strength +4%. It's so easy for our land to be converted away. Interesting. Okay, keep the feria. The feria, also known as the days instituted for the sake of the gods, in order to keep them happy and ensure good crops and military success. Okay? God's pleased. So it's another one of those things where you can click it and it's just for 1 year. End Pax Romana. Roman Empire gets empire destabilized. No. I'm not going to choose that one. Why would we want to do this? If we are planning some large-scale military operations, it might not be wise to even pretend continuing the Pax Romana. However, this could seriously destabilize the empire. Okay, I am starting to maybe think I understand. Does this mean that we can't declare war while we have Pax Romana? Is that what it is? Apparently we've started a war. The First Roman Parthian War. Parthian War. We're at war with Parthia. We started war with Parthia. Very well. Okay. We are over the relationship limit. We need to set a rival. We can't set a rival. We have Bosporus, Iberia, Pontus as vassals. Our income is outstanding. We will hire the best advisors that we can. I don't think that we're going to have any issues with money. Okay, what else can we do? That's quite a bit of provincial unrest. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm going to do it. I have a feeling that the Jupiter is going to be the way to go. And if there are any other things that we can do, conquer Figwig, improve our prestige. The stability would be nice for unrest reduction. Let's go for that one. I'm going to probably want to boost stability. Huge empire cost is unfortunate. We're going to try to convert stuff. We have no missionaries. We need to enact a policy. Definitely going to take stability policy. I just want to look at all of them again before we do it. Land leader shock. Do we have any generals already hired? We have a 1421, but we do have a leader slot available. Well, I'm not sure if one general is enough for such a large empire. We don't need money. We don't need more relationship slots. This pays for itself. We're 2 over the limit, so taking it reduces the penalty by 2 at a cost of 1, and we get an extra diplomats. We should definitely do that. What else can we take? I mean, that one's just a no-brainer. We need a missionary. We have to have a missionary. National tax modifier and yearly inflation reduction. Well, we have to take the stability policy. Do we have inflation? It's hard to say. There could be. I imagine we have a gold mine somewhere in the empire. All right. Also, I forgot that we still don't have tolerance, so I guess we'll find out. Okay. Okay, you are in the wrong place. Do we even have transports? I don't know. We have 28 transports. Let's find our navies. Got 36 ships over here. 7 lights, 8 galleys. Let's grab our lights. Oh god, trade! Oh my god, there's so much to do to get this empire off its feet. Or off the ground running, you know? Alright, where is our main trading port? It is Genoa. Genoa is an end node. We have how many merchants? We just have 2. Right now we are steering trade in Alexandria and Sevilla. Does that make sense? We have 80% control there anyway. If anything, I would say we're better off steering in Ragusa, so that this money doesn't go that way or that way. So we're missing out on that. So we want to transfer probably the guy who's in Alexandria for now. And then are there any other directions where we have to force it to go one way? Take a very small amount of money and steer this way. Like, the money that's in Sevilla is already going to go this direction. There's no reason to steer there. I think we probably do want to steer here. Again, worrying about money is probably kind of silly, because we're going to have too much of it. But naval force limit is available. Let's go ahead and create a naval template for light ships. We're still going to play properly, so we're going to build light ships, you know, just everywhere. And now we can convert stuff. So we're going to convert you. We're going to start to gather up our troops. How does supply look? Supply limit's not too high. How many forts do we have? 20 ducats a month in maintenance. Well, as long as we're making a profit, I don't really care. We also only have 29,000 manpower. That's a very small manpower cap. Alright, so everyone start marching in this direction. Including you. We're not going to want to park everything over there long term, but, you know, short term, we need to get a feel for what we have. In fact, you know what? Since money's not really a concern, and the fact that we do have manpower, I'm just going to disband this one cav. Because I don't want to deal with them. We're also going to mothball... Do we want to mothball forts? Do we have enough forts to get Army Tradition up? Not really. I guess we'll keep them up. They don't cost me. Money's not really an issue. Okay. I think all of our armies are marching, except for these ones. Which we will pull to here. We'll put our leader in charge here, so his maneuver value brings the 2 stack up a little bit quicker. And diplomatic relations, I think that's going to go away in just a moment because we enacted the policy, which means that we shouldn't actually be over the relationship limit. Okay. And we have 4 diplomats now. And our vassals are Pontus, who we can integrate when? You've been my vassal since 1 January of the year 2. So yeah, we can integrate Pontus. Let's go through our guys this way. So Pontus, Iberia. We'll improve relations with them. And Bosporus. Okay. As far as focus goes, we're not going to have to tech up anytime soon, but I know for sure from watching the Roman Empire have an issue that they had a hard time integrating everyone. 424 points for that. 264 there. Where's Iberia? Oh, you're over here. Weird. So we're looking at like 600 points. Let's go ahead. I feel like maybe we'd be okay going for a diplo point focus. Or would we just be better off with admin? Then again, if we have serious issues with rebels, we could do military and just do harsh treatment. Let's leave it alone for now. I'm not sure if we're going to have issues with it. So, okay, game's running. We're going to play the game now. Bosporus has enacted policies. Great. Good job, little guys. You are going to be there on the 13th. We'll be gone by the 12th. Okay, so our first fight will be avoided. Our Navy, we should probably shortcut. Got 7 ships there. They should be protecting trade. I don't know where. Wherever we don't have control. I mean, I guess Constantinople makes sense. Also, it might be nice to steer trade from, you know, those nasty Sarmatians. Sure, I guess Constantinople, why not? That means we can take these ships over here. And we are at war with over here. There's nothing to actually blockade, so there's like really no purpose to this navy. Let's just mothball it. Okay, if at all possible, we want to avoid the bad engagements. And I think that the way we're going to do combat, this may work, this may not work. We have enough money. I think in general, the way we want to do combat, since we suck, right? We suck so much at actually doing combat, is to just go for 10x stack wipes. That's going to be the way to do it, I think. If we can just have a huge, huge army, possibly of just pure mercs, we can stack wipe everything. Just ignore manpower. Ignore attrition. Well, we don't have to worry about attrition because it's going to be mercs. And we just have, like, you know, like a 100 stack. Can we support 100 mercs? I don't think our force limit would allow it. Actually, no, we could. We could do 100 mercs. No actual infantry. No actual troops. Alright, that is probably not going to be good. There's a fort here. We have enough troops coming in, piling in from all over, so we should be okay. The ratio of troops that we have right now is fine. I have a feeling that these fights are not going to go too well. So do you think that the AI just takes that decision to end Pax Romana? I don't really understand why you would want to do that. Maybe the AI is just supposed to choose it? I don't know. Alright, well that fight's actually not going to go well. What is the actual nature of this war? This is a take capital, subjugation war. Subjugation of Parthia. Really? So if we win this war, we just get to subjugate him? That seems pretty good. Alright, we're going to retreat, since it doesn't matter. We only lost 400 men, they actually lost slightly more. We are going to need a second general. We'll go ahead and, how many policy slots do we have? We have 2 more. We're going to take offensive policy, and we're going to take... Probably going to have to take land leader shock, since all damage is done in the shock phase. It just makes sense. Not bad. So we have a second leader with 3 shock. It's pretty good. So, for example, to stack wipe this army, we would need 150,000 troops right now. That's a bit many. A bit much, I have to say. And we're defending in the drylands, which is not really ideal. But there's more men coming. But there's more men coming. So that'll be interesting. I could have used my transports to bring troops over a little bit quicker. Well, we are defending quite well. Their leader is only 1 shock, so we have a significant shock advantage. And again, combat width will always only be 15 for like the foreseeable next 300 years. So this is actually a perfectly sized army to handle this. We've already got more than enough troops, in fact. Reinforcing doesn't really do anything. So let's try to get a second 15 stack here that we can sub in with that other leader, who is currently no longer retreating. Our boats are here. A few concerns that they might actually re-engage, try to stack wipe again. We're holding strong. Now we're actually falling behind. Shall we reinforce? I think we just let ourselves shatter, actually. Okay, we were the defender. We lost 2,500. We lost more than we killed. That's not good. Alright, let's drop these guys off. I really just want to, like, kick it out of the park. Just win this first war. And, subjugate Parthia. That seems fine, don't you think? That's way too many cavalry. What the hell? Hold on, though. Let me think. Having insufficient support gives you reduced tactics. 25% reduced military tactics. But right now, tactics is at 0.47, but they do twice as much damage. So we would take 25% more damage having reduced tactics while doing more damage. I'd be willing to bet a pure cav army would still do more damage than otherwise. But nevertheless, let's try to do a proper army here. So we're gonna take you know, if we're gonna do 15 troops, let's do like say 7 and 8 with our 1-4. There's a 15 stack in the plains. It's got 2 maneuver. We'll take a river crossing. We have a secondary army here. We need more infantry. What's the supply limit? 25. Okay, so we continue to reinforce a little bit. Gnaeus. As long as we have enough cav for to avoid insufficient support, it probably will be better, I guess. I don't know. I'd be willing to bet that looks like we can do 2 nice armies there. Grab our 1-3. And we're going to keep on fighting until this front row is actually damaged. They are not taking very much damage at all. Let's leave these, nope. Let's leave the 2 leadered armies there. We'll pull these guys back, stop rallying to that location since we've got two replacement armies. Alright, still doing okay. I think I'm going to sub in the new army. I think one of the first things we're going to want to do is enable scutage on all of our vassals. We don't want them to participate in our wars because they're just going to cause they're going to be a liability for the most part. Not right now, because you know, right now I can't do anything about it. They're in this war, but in future wars, I do think that they're going to cause problems. So we want to avoid them. Any siege value in our armies? Gnaeus, his son. Okay. Okay, well, I'm a bit concerned, I'll admit already, that the primary reason that the AI empire collapses is just because they take that decision. I hope that's not the case. Because if that is the case, then this campaign is going to be very short-lived, because there's going to be very little challenge. All we have to do is not take that challenge. We'll take the prestige, since we've got a prestige mission. I mean, our manpower is going to go away very quickly. That will happen. So there are some concerns with manpower, but we've got the money, and we will likely have even more money in the future. What if I were to delete all my forts? How many mercs could we afford? A merc costs 0.49 per month. So if we wanted 100 merc infantry, it'd just be 100 times 0.49, 49 ducats a month. Our total monthly income is 97. So we could drop the advisors, drop the forts, and we could afford a 100 merc infantry army. Capable of stack wiping 10 stacks. We would have to pay for the reinforcement though, so every time we suffer attrition... Actually, that's not true, because there's a bug in the game right now. As long as an army reinforces to full, you pay no reinforcement costs. So that means... a 15 stack would be fairly glorious. It's a little bit annoying having to worry about infantry again. And whether they're the right, like, you know, ratio of cavalry to infantry or not. But we do have that swarm mechanic, which is nice. We just have a lot of troops. Doesn't really feel like this is very many, though. We need more. I want more. Alright, cool. Well, we'll see. We'll keep the series going for a little while either way, but I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to last. So we'll see. I'm going to take a break here, though. Thank you for watching, as always. If you want to show your support, feel free to click the like button or leave a comment or any of that kind of stuff. By the way, our ideas, we should at least take a look at these, because this is all we get. Infantry combat ability, and that's it. And 17. I don't know what that 17 is there for, but we don't get anything else. And we'll never see these, because it takes like 500 years. Or longer. Alright, hey, there's 56,000 troops there. That's actually quite sizable. Alright, I'm going to take a break here. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you in a bit.